If by now you haven't heard the news about PlayStation's console sales strategy, I bet you it's apparent what Xbox's strategy is in light of this. It's very important to see that as PlayStation has sold all of this hardware, it still has the aspect of software to go ahead and make up. On looking at some of the stats, you'll see that PlayStation software sales compared to the third party and first party is shown a smaller ratio for the first party games. PlayStation is pushing third party games, but the first party games seem to have what I think is a deficit compared to them. Now, there's nothing wrong with that in terms of it, but if you're a console that makes first party games, you would love to see those first party games actually do very well. But there's that part of the market pressure that I've always talked about, that even though these third party games and third party developers are partners with PlayStation, they still put a market pressure on PlayStation games. For instance, let's look at, say, Elden Ring versus Horizon Forbidden West. When Horizon Forbidden West came out, well, Elden Ring came out in the same window. That would have put some market pressure on there. Hogwarts Legacy sold about 20 million units altogether, yes, but it also went to the PS4, whereas Spider-Man 2 did not go to the PS4. Some developers are still leveraging the PS4 at this moment in time, and they're seeing gains from there. PlayStation is trying to back away from PS4 support, so you're seeing that their software sales are not strong because of some of the actions that they're taking. Now, when you put this in perspective and look at what's going on, you realize that Xbox has found a way to basically surge in one area to compensate for the deficit that it's in. PlayStation, on the other hand, has also found a way to try to make up for those software sales in the area that it has a deficit. What is the strategy? The strategy is PC. With the way PlayStation actually is going and looking at the potential and the possibility, it understands that if it makes its way to PC and it goes into that platform and is willing to basically work as the platform demands, it's able to go ahead and get sales. There's nothing wrong with that, in my opinion. In fact, I think I saw, was it Colin Moriarty in his video where he was talking about, the reason some PC games did not do very well is because of the PlayStation Network. And then he said the talking point, well, y'all stop being babies and a PlayStation Network is not a big problem. And then he said he has to get a sign in for this. And he made that video before the PlayStation Network went down. So I'm guessing that aged like milk. And now seeing as PlayStation has removed the barrier for entry for these single player games, they're more than likely now going to be more attractive to some people. No, another thing too that they can do, if you notice that their potential, I would say deficit here. That's what I call it, a potential deficit, because they can improve this. And I've always made these videos. I've said this to many folk, is that they get this particular paradigm of their PC to go straight to day one. That's what's going to help them yield in their own software sales. Because again, if you notice this particular Gematsu breakdown, in that quarter, it was 4.6 million units down from the previous quarter, from the same period, in the previous fiscal year. That should not have been the case. God of War Ragnarok should have sold significantly more units, in my opinion. Marvel Spider-Man 2 should have sold significantly more units, in my own opinion. But again, they didn't help themselves when they brought a broken Until Dawn, broken port. They didn't help themselves with Concord either. They didn't help themselves with the PlayStation requirement, all putting some stress on their own games, thereby reducing their possibility to sell. And so if you think about it, this is exactly where PlayStation's pain point is. Like, it's obviously, basically geared towards this particular thing. And my criticisms of PlayStation are spot on. This is where they need to go. This is what they need to do. And it's very, very apparent at the end of the day. Xbox, on the other hand, who has also been investing in this ecosystem, PC, getting its games out, is removing the barrier of entry. In fact, they've decided that not only are they going to remove this barrier of entry for their PC games, they're going to remove the barrier of entry entirely for audience members out there. That's why you see that even though PlayStation's MAUs have grown by like 6 or so million users, if you go back and look at the breakdown, Xbox's MAU is basically almost 4 times more at the end of the day. Why? Because their games are available to players wherever players want to play, and at the same time, they're leveraging big numbers in terms of big sales. So when you kind of think about it, They're everywhere. They're on PC, they're on Battle.net, they're on Xbox PC, they're on Steam. Everywhere that you can possibly potentially play games, you can pretty much find Xbox games in those particular areas. The side that I would say Xbox needs a little bit of work in terms of getting their software sales up is possibly, and I know it probably will have left a sour taste in their mouth, doing some business with Epic Games. But Epic Games and Epic Games and Xbox are not necessarily in the greatest of terms, but it is what it is. Like their Bethesda games can, make their way there, but I don't think the Xbox is really interested in doing business with Epic Games because, again, they've had their little beefings in a long time. However, though, there's some other older Bethesda games that you'll find there. Even maybe some older titles that were not Xbox titles before their acquisitions. At the time, you'll find them on Epic Games, but that's about it. I don't think they're interested in going that route with Epic. I think they're okay with Steam, and they have their own PC game store. So again, as a matter of basically doing something like that. And I think the biggest side in terms of this is Xbox's opportunity to improve its PC store. Yes, it's doing a decent job. Yes, there's more work that needs to be done, but this work needs to be done very fast. This is the area that PlayStation, I've also criticized, don't have a presence. They need their PC store. You see, guys, let me tell you something. You can, try to chalk it up all you want to, PlayStation does this and this and this. But they've already made their intentions known. They've come to PC already to start selling games. And so with this in mind, you have to also say, well, if you're going to come to PC and sell games, then show up. Like, get in here. And I've said this before. I do not want a world where PlayStation is not the dominant, I won't say dominant, is not, at least matching Xbox in software sales, because you don't want to give Xbox all of that leeway. Because Xbox is here for the software. They're going in now. They're coming, with and raining software everywhere. And you need them to be checked and matched because you, the gamer, you get the benefit of everything. And that's exactly the, tactical position that you want these companies to be in when it's all said and done. So with this in mind, with looking at the way, Xbox is basically moving and pushing content all over the place, you can tell exactly what their intention is. They want to convert everything into a potential Xbox. They want to redefine what the gaming industry will look like and pretty much start to basically, create expectations with gamers everywhere. And if PlayStation already has seen, according to Hiroki Totoki, that PC is not a threat to their market, then they need not hold back any bars because they already understand that the PC gamer is already chilling here. And PC, which is crazy, is growing at the same time, which is wild. Right? It's basically, when Matthew Ball did his data analysis, it's grown, specific percentages more than the console platforms. So one platform in its own right, compared to the three that play similar games, has received a surge over the years, which is not shocking to me because, again, the proposition in terms of the hardware, in terms of the technology, is a little attractive for, gamers compared to console. The fact that there's more value, the fact that there are more options. These are the things that make the PC, proposition valuable for a lot of people. And to be very honest, there's no reason PlayStation is not leveraging this to the max as they possibly can. Because wasting time and letting hype basically eat your sales, like they did with Shift Up Stellar Blade, is one that I can arguably say would have probably given them a better benefit had they launched that game on PC and taken advantage of the holiday sales with a lot of their games. Talk to me in the comment section. Let me hear your thoughts. Appreciate you guys' time and audience. Thanks for watching the video. Hopefully we'll talk pretty soon in another one. Peace out.